In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on July 31st, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Cleveland Guardians versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Cleveland Guardians will play the third and final game of a 3-game series on the road Sunday at Tropicana Field against the Tampa Bay Rays. Cleveland is 51-49 and second in the American League Central, trailing the front-running Minnesota Twins by 2 games. The Rays are 54-47 and third in the American League East, trailing the front-running New York Yankees by 14 half games. The Guardians are 3-7 in their last 10 during Game 3 of a series. The Rays are 6-2 in their last 8 during Game 3 of a series and 78-37 in their last 115 home games. The over is 8-3-1 in Guardians' last 12 overall. The over is 5-1 in Rays' last 6 home games. The Guardians are 1-8 in the last 9 meetings in Tampa Bay and 8-20 in the last 28 meetings. Tampa Bay plays well against tough opponents, winning 12 of the last 14 against the team that has a winning record. The Rays play well on AstroTurf, winning 9 of the last 11, while in contrast, Cleveland has lost 9 of its last 11 played on the same surface. The Guardians have lost 7 out of the last 8 played in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay starter Shane McClanahan has been tough all season. The left-hander has allowed 2 earned runs or less in each of the last 25 starts, and Tampa Bay has won 3 of the 5. This will be McClanahan's first start versus Cleveland this season, but against teams from the American League Central. The left-hander is 2-1. Brian Shaw has been rough all season long, and that includes allowing 13 hits and 8 earned runs in his last 11.2 innings. Shane McClanahan has been Cy Young quality this season, and that includes allowing 11 hits and 5 runs in his last 26.1 innings. The Tampa Bay Rays haven't been so hot lately, but they have a clear pitching matchup in this one, so the Tampa Bay Rays to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Saturday's game saw more runs than expected, but that hasn't been the case with McClanahan wins, especially at home. Tampa has a very pitcher-friendly stadium, and he's proven that. His last 3 home wins all stayed under this total, including one against the Cardinals and National League MVP favorite Paul Goldschmidt. The Guardians also have an issue in terms of depth. There's no denying that Jose Ramirez is one of the best hitters in the entire league, but he is exactly that, a one-hitter. Along with Andres Gimenez, it's as if both teams rely solely on duos. With Tampa's Lowe and Randy Arozarena, that should still fare better for the Rays with Cleveland's track record against lefties. McClanahan has already held the Yankees to just a single run on 3 different occasions this year, so he should be able to do the same against a lineup that struggles against lefties. The over-under is 6-11 when McClanahan makes the start for the Rays, and the southpaw has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of his last 14 starts. The Rays' offense, however, has struggled recently, averaging just 3.6 runs over their last 10 games. The under has cashed in 5 of the last 7 head-to-head meetings. Sunday's series finale should wrap up this series in similar fashion to how it began, only with the scoreboard flipped. It was a 4-1 Guardians win, but it should be the Rays on the winning end of another low-scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Miami Marlins. The New York Mets and the Miami Marlins will square off in the final game of this 3-game series against one another at Lone Depot Park. New York will have right-hander Taijuan Walker pitch, as he is coming off a win over the New York Yankees, as he went 6 innings and allowed 3 runs on 7 hits with a hit by pitch, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Miami will be sending young righty Pablo Lopez to the mound, as he is coming off a victory over the Cincinnati Reds, as he threw 7 innings and gave up a run on a pair of hits with no walks and 11 strikeouts. With the Braves continuing to breathe down their neck in the National League East, the Mets cannot afford to take their foot off the gas. That's especially true against a Marlins team they are clearly superior to. They aren't quite as dominant as the crosstown rival Yankees, but they've been either the best or second best team in the National League the entire season. Such dominance has had them with a double-digit game lead over Miami in the division as well. That should only increase moving forward, as New York is also expected to have former Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom back very soon. Until then, they will continue to rely on their other great starters like Taijuan Walker, He's been pitching better than even the Mets had hoped, which was put on display in his most recent start. The Yankees may have the best record in baseball, but he and the Mets just beat them 6-3 on Tuesday. While Walker allowed those 3 runs, that's nothing against the league's highest scoring team. The Marlins lineup is a far cry from that, especially without their best hitters Jazz Chisholm and Jorge Soler. This is also a bit of a revenge game for Walker. Looking back and seeing he lost his last start to Miami may create concern. However, that was with National League Cy Young favorite Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. Not only will he not be pitching on Sunday, the Mets just got their revenge against him in this series opener on Friday. Not only did they redeem themselves against one of the best pitchers in baseball, they also smashed Sunday starter Pablo Lopez last month. They scored 7 runs on him in a 10-4 win and can do just as well to close out this series. So the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. Lopez will command an absolute haul if he does get traded, as he has strong numbers like a 17.9 Kelvin BB percentage across the board. On the other side, Walker is both effective and backed by a bullpen that ranks well within the top 10 in ERI. So both teams will have great pitching on Sunday. An already thin Miami offense is missing its best hitters with Chisholm, JR, Birdie, and Cooper all out, leading to a horrendous 76 WRC plus over the past 30 calendar days. This just feels like a pitcher's duel between 2 of the top-end starters of their respective rotations, in Walker for the Mets and Lopez for the Fish, and I just think this is going to end up as a 3-2 kind of game whichever way you have it going. This is also a tough stadium to hit in, so we'll get another low-scoring game on Sunday. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Baltimore Orioles versus Cincinnati Reds. The Baltimore Orioles and Cincinnati Reds will wrap up their weekend series on Sunday afternoon in Cincinnati. Both organizations are a far cry from the 2 teams that battled for the 1970 World Series crown. Baltimore is in 4th place in the American League East and has shown signs of life this season after 5 straight last-place seasons, including just 52 wins in 2021. The Reds got off to their worst start in team history this season but have shown life since May as they rebuild their roster from the ground up. On the mound on Sunday will be right-hander Austin Voth of the Orioles taking on rookie left-hander Nick Lodolo of the Reds. The Orioles are 11-23 in the last 34 Sunday games and 36-79 in their last 115 road games. The under is 19-9-2 in Baltimore's last 30 on grass. Meanwhile, the Reds are 4-0 in the last 4 Sunday games and 4-0 in their last 4 in Game 3 of a series. Cincinnati is 19-45 in their last 64 versus a team with a winning record. Looking at these pitchers in the month of July, Austin Voth is 1-0 with a 3.68 ERI in 4 games, while Nick Lodolo is 2-1 with a 4.08 ERI in 4 starts. So Voth has been marginally better. The biggest difference this season has been how the bullpens have been doing, as Cincinnati is last in the majors with a 5.26 reliever ERI, while Baltimore is 3rd with a 2.99 bullpen ERI over the course of the year. The Orioles have won 7 of the previous 8 games against the Reds. Voth has just 1 earned over his last 2 appearances in 5.1 innings, but he didn't go past 3 frames in either. As for Lodolo, he gave up 5 earned in 2 innings against the Cardinals, but bounced back well in his last start. Expect scoring from both teams in this game, but the Orioles will have more than enough firepower to take this game. Should be a pretty fun matchup in the finale, so the Baltimore Orioles money line is our full game side pick. Looking at the offenses in their previous 7 games, the Orioles are averaging 3.57 runs per game, while the Reds are scoring 4.57 runs per game. Stealing bases means you are putting pressure on the pitcher and the defense, and in the last 15 days, Baltimore has stolen 7 bases, while Cincinnati is the only team in that span to not have stolen any. The under is 3-0-1 in the Orioles' last 4 interleague road games, as well as hitting in 10 of the previous 13 Reds interleague games. The under has been hot for both teams over the past week. The total has gone under in 4 of Baltimore's last 6 games as of Saturday, and their over-under record on the season is 45-51-4. Low totals have been more prominent for Cincinnati, as the under has hit in 5 of their last 7 games and in 9 of their last 13 at home. The Reds' lack of offensive production has been touched on, with exceptions every now and then. They just don't have the firepower to drive many high totals. While the Orioles have performed better than the Reds this season, their offense is not exactly prolific either. The strengths and weaknesses of each team lean toward a low-scoring matchup. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.